Why can we eat steak raw, but not chicken? Why can we eat lettuce raw, but not potatoes? Why do we have to cook food anyway? Hello, science fans! My name is Shona, and I'm your resident Filipino scientist. Join us in today's episode where we ask the question, why cook? We eat lots of food raw. Most fruits, for example, are eaten raw when they're ripe, although they can also be cooked or turned into jam. Lots of vegetables are also eaten raw, or will only need to be partially cooked by blanching. Sashimi, sushi, oysters, and other seafood are also commonly served raw. And there are also popular dishes like steak and carpaccio that contain raw meat. And there are Italian and Japanese and other delicacies that contain raw egg. So, we do eat a lot of raw food, but not as many or as frequently as other animals because we have a relatively short and unspecialized digestive system. The main organs of our digestive system, in order of their function, are the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. All of these structures are capable of mechanically breaking down food by grinding it down into small pieces so that we can absorb some of the nutrients and out some of the excess. Helping these mechanical structures along the way are the pancreas, gallbladder, and liver. These organs produce chemicals known as enzymes that further break down our food so that the nutrients can enter our cells. Now, did you know that our digestive system has a length of 30 feet? All of which are definitely needed to simplify our food.
Wow!
But that's actually quite short, especially if you consider that cows have a digestive system that's about 150 feet long.
What?
Herbivores, or animals that eat only plants, often have not so small intestines that are 12 to 30 times their body length. And the reason for this is to compensate for the difficulty in digesting raw plant matter. In fact, the chewed plant matter often also have to be cycled or spit back out to be chewed and processed again. And their digestive tracts are also armed with special microorganisms that are not necessarily compatible with our stomachs that further help them digest plant food. For carnivores, the ability of their stomach to secrete hydrochloric acid is exceptional. In fact, carnivores are capable of keeping the acidity of their stomachs to as low as a pH of 1 to 2, which is the same level as industrial hydrochloric acid. And this is necessary to facilitate protein breakdown and to kill the abundant dangerous bacteria often found in decaying flesh food. Carnivores usually hold chewed food for 4 to 8 hours in their stomach, and only small amounts are released gradually to the small intestine, which passes through it very quickly in a matter of minutes. This gives any bacteria that may live through the repeated acid baths little time to colonize and produce gastrointestinal distress. In contrast, food in our small intestines stay there for 4 to 8 hours to maximize absorption and up to 36 hours in our large intestines, which gives the bad bacteria that could have survived our weaker stomach acids a lot more time to cause us harm and discomfort.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
So, cooking our food, as well as cutting it in pieces, seasoning it, fermenting it, and aging it, all act as forms of pre-digestion. So, no matter how delicious a raw salad can be, and how much more nutrients there are in raw food, we can't really absorb all of those nutrients because of our puny digestive tract. Cooking vegetables, such as those with complex structures like potato, makes them easier to digest because they are softened, cellulose is broken down, and the whole thing is much easier to deal with. Cooking meat and fish partially destroys the proteins inside them and turning them into smaller chemical compounds that our bodies can absorb far more easily. Washing and cooking also kills bacteria and other parasites that might be in the food. And this keeps us from getting sick because our stomachs don't have enough acidity to kill the possible bacteria that are present in raw food. And so, science has spoken. We can eat food raw. But cooked food is far easier to digest for us humans because we have weak guts. But as for steak, the inside of the beef is minimally cooked in rare cases, with only the outside getting a char. And this is okay because even though beef can have dangerous bacteria and other organisms on its surface, they have a lot of difficulty penetrating its dense meat, which is made up of thick, overlapping protein fibers. But raw chicken or even raw pork have greater surface area and thinner protein fibers that can allow dangerous bacteria to penetrate. And the same is true for ground or chopped beef. The greater surface area exposed to the environment, the greater the chances that harmful bacteria can penetrate the surface. And so, cooking then becomes necessary. But what about sushi? Why can we eat fish or some seafood raw? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments section below. For more science goodness and STEM trivia, please follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. Drop by our website also at www.SHE-ensya.com. Thank you for joining us in this episode of SHE-ensya's Why series. We hope to see you around!